As you know, our keynote speaker tonight and the recipient of the 2016 International Public Service Leadership Award is being given to the Honorable Ashton B. Carter, Secretary of Defense. He's a distinguished American who has spent a greater part of his career helping to make our nation and the world a better place.
It's good to see so many ambassadors here. Your presence represents the deep friendships that the United States has with so many countries around the world, and what it represents is that we stand for common things, common values, a common ethos of civilization, and in today's world, that brings us even closer together. I also want to recognize Captain Flo Groberg. Flo, where are you? Who last year received our highest award, the Medal of Honor. He represents the highest caliber of individuals who have helped defend our nation and what we all stand for. And the United States is a great nation with great responsibilities. And in this interconnected world, we can't afford to ignore either many of the challenges of our friends and allies together. This is where things connect with the theme of this evening and this wonderful organization that sponsors this evening, to think, as I tell our folks, outside of our five-sided box, the Pentagon. Now, the World Affairs Council does an excellent job of doing just that, engaging citizens. And I have the mission of engaging our citizenry in the noble and essential mission of national defense. We have that in common. And also with informing them on the challenges and the opportunities in today's world. In a world that is more interconnected and more complex and more challenging, we need you. Institutions like the World Affairs Council, dedicated to expanding understanding and cooperation, are more important than ever.
Our World Affairs Council recognizes international best practices, commitments, and people that are exemplars of the work to build an interconnected, informed, and empathetic world.
Commenting on IBM's century-long commitment to improving education, he recently wrote, "At IBM, we think of education in terms of a moonshot, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to significantly advance a mission with vital importance to the world."
Education is, in fact, the promise of the future. It is a responsibility for generation to generation to pass on a better society. The World Affairs Council has the power to convene, collaborate, and cross boundaries to bring us together in the spirit of delivering a better tomorrow.
I, along with a cohort of 4 other amazing educators from the DC metropolitan area, had the awesome experience to travel to South Africa through GTEP, or the Global Education Teacher Exchange Program. As the world changes, the World Affairs Council has had the foresight to be proactive, to provide educators, teachers like me, with unique, life-changing experiences to give us the opportunity to be students again, as well as mentors. And they know what many people forget, that when you inspire a teacher, you inspire students.
This new era might require a sense of identity that goes beyond nationality and race, but requires a sense of common humanity in which our future is bound by the ability and capacity to understand and share the risks encompassed in the challenges of the modern world. It is more important now than ever before that we understand what the world looks like if you live in India or Pakistan or Brussels.
Like the World Affairs Council, we at George Mason are committed to educating the kind of individual who understands the complexities of our interconnected world and is ready and able to make a positive difference. As the largest public university in Virginia and its most diverse university, we're working hard to ensure that global education is not a privilege for a select few, but that it becomes part of the core of every student's college education. Washington has all of the elements to be one of the most dynamic hubs for global education and research in the world.
With a remarkable track record over its 128 years, it currently reaches hundreds upon hundreds of millions of people of all ages worldwide through its impactful media platforms, products, and events. Our awardee works every day to inspire, illuminate, and teach.
Today, we have an unprecedented opportunity to double down on our investments in science, explorers, photographers, journalists, and educators. We're collaborating with educators to ensure that our kids are geographically competent and literate so they can get a job, but also make the world a better place, to be global citizens of tomorrow. These are the people of National Geographic. And they are joined by millions around the globe who believe in the power of science, exploration, and storytelling to change the world. And nothing is more important than encouraging that belief in our kids. Because it's not just about finding things on a map. It's about our interconnectedness as a global community. Together, we have the power in this room to change the world.
The World Affairs Council Washington, D.C. sponsored myself and 4 other students to live and study in Costa Rica for 3 weeks. Being in Costa Rica made me realize the importance of total immersion. Learning does not come from an hour and a half in the classroom or from a textbook. It comes through the enrichment of a culture, through interacting with people and experiencing new things with an open mind. My experiences in Costa Rica have taught me to go into new things with an open and curious mind, that happiness is not reliant on material goods, and how much can be discovered when the barrier of language is torn down.
As an African myself, I must say that this distinction also goes to the entire continent of Africa. South Africa, as a well-functioning democracy, a vibrant society, where communities coexist peacefully despite a violent past, South Africa has been ably representing Africa on the world stage.
This award is a testament to the commitment and efforts of South Africa to be a good global citizen. South Africa's engagement in the world is driven by a foreign policy vision of a united African continent that is peaceful, democratic, non-racial, non-sexist, and prosperous, and which to contribute to a world that is just and equitable. The World Affairs Council, Washington, D.C., has thus led the charge at creating global understanding through education, and our hope lies in programs such as the Global Teacher Education Exchange between Gauteng and Washington, D.C. This is a platform teachers and students of both countries to have a shared learning experience. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no longer a need to debate the fact that our education system has to produce students who are globally well-informed. In the true spirit of the principle of Ubuntu, we are all interdependent. Therefore, we need to work together in the years coming to make the world a better place to live in.
On behalf of the World Affairs Council, we want to give you, Mr. MC, Mr. Chris Carter, the Global Ambassador Award in recognition of international achievements in leadership in support of sports, fitness, health, and education. And many, many years, 30+ years of philanthropy and giving back and constantly caring about people that he doesn't know but really wants to help educate.